ABC has revealed Sportsbet successfully pressured the Australian Communications and Media Authority, or ACMA, into watering down a media statement announcing actions against the gambling company for breaching spam laws. And this comes after the ABC also revealed the watchdog bowed to pressure from Commonwealth Bank to change the date of an enforcement announcement. Let's get more on this. We're joined now by Geoffrey Watson SC from the Centre for Public Integrity and the former counsel assisting the New South Wales ICAC. Geoffrey Watson, welcome and thank you for your time. Firstly, if we just speak broadly, could this sort of action be acceptable? A watchdog bowing to the requests of a company that it is regulating to, change wording or dates of a release?
I just can't think of an instance where it would. It would be different if the statements which were made were inaccurate. But that's not the case here. So no, I can't think of any excuse.
And so what do you make of the argument from ACMA that in the case of Sportsbet here, where some wording was changed at the request of Sportsbet, that the changes did not diminish the final statement in any way?
Why were they there in the first place? In fact, I've read the original statement. It seems to me to be perfectly sound, solid, well-reasoned, and entirely appropriate given the job ACMA has. I just do not understand why they would have capitulated.
So looking at this case, who in your opinion is out of line here? Sportsbet, ACMA or both?
Well, not Sportsbet. They've got a job to do. Increase the value of the shares, etc., etc. They've got PR people who do this. The embarrassment here is that our regulatory agency is capitulating to pressure from public relations firms.
What does that...
The Commonwealth Bank is a little bit of a different circumstance, but we can come to that.
Yeah, well, let's go to that. So we'll just repeat that there. It was yesterday the ABC revealed the Commonwealth Bank had successfully convinced ACMA to delay revelations that the bank had breached spam laws until after the CBA's annual general meeting. What is problematic about what we're seeing there?
Both sides are problematic there. If you think about it now, why would the regulatory agency be doing that? It's not in the interests of the shareholders of the company. It's not in the interests of the public. It's actually only in the interests of the management and executive of the company. Why are they doing it? And then think about this. Why is CommBank even asking for it to occur? CommBank's first interest, well, in some views, its only interest, is the interest of the company, that is, the shareholders. By denying this information to the shareholders, whoever arranged this with ACMA was doing a favour to the executive and to management at the expense of the shareholders' interest. So within CommBank itself, it's actually a fairly, I would have thought, serious breach of their governance policies or their legal requirements for that matter. So it's in some ways a worse one. Both sides are guilty there.
What does this say to you about the relationship between ACMA and the companies that it regulates?
Far too cosy, or maybe they've just got no backbone. You can't explain it by imagining that anyone could say that it was an appropriate role for a watchdog to put the interests of PR spinners ahead of doing the regulatory task. In fact, they're undermining their own position.
And so in your opinion, what needs to be done here? What needs to change?
Well, it's going to have to introduce a spinal cord to ACMA. They're going to have to ask it to actually stick by and do its job, which is to act as a kind of watchdog, something which those who it regulates are concerned about. Not because it's unfair, but because it will catch them out. And when it catches them out, it will expose them for what they've done wrong. That seems not to be the current thinking at ACMA, so something's got to change there. How do you do that? Well, it's got to come from the top.